music stores screw you. It does happen. I'm not trying to be negative, but unfortunately it does happen. I've had it happen to me personally from someone who I trusted many years ago. Friends, doing a little bit of a different format today, doing a bit more of a vlog, but I still want to keep it informative and educational. Guys, again, why I started this channel, I know some people are going, who is this guy? Who I am doesn't matter. It really doesn't. What matters is that I'm helping take the confusion out of music and guitar for people out there, because I basically was a retired guitar instructor, professional musician, did it for many years, and I burnt out. Now, I'll do a long video about that someday. We won't get into that story today. But, you know, when I look on YouTube, and there's some wonderful channels, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of channels out there, like, I try and put myself in the position of a beginner and go, man, I'd probably stop playing guitar too. It's so confusing, and it doesn't need to be. So today I want to tell you guys, talk to you guys about something very important. It's called guitar setups. Now, you can see I'm kind of setting up my studio, getting a little bit more functional. I'm just in the process of packing up some guitars today, including over here. If we look at, this is a Zakk Wylde Epiphone Les Paul with active EMG pickups. If you do not know what active EMG pickups are, you'll find a lot of hard rock metal bands, guitar players use them. They have a battery in them to help push the signal to get a really nice crunchy tone. And these are very popular. I believe that's an 81 in the bridge and an 85 in the neck. But I'll get into a video more about pickups another day. So what I wanted to talk to you guys today about guitar setups. Now guys, again, I'm just trying to help make things as easy as possible. When you get a guitar, okay, you get a guitar and you want it to be what's called set up, okay, some adjustments done to lower the action, set the action properly for the guitar, and also for the guitar's intonation, meaning the guitar's ability to stay in tune with itself. So it plays as nice as possible, stays in tune as good as possible, but a lot of people don't understand about this whole thing called setups. And what tends to happen, I'm going to be completely honest and let you guys in on something, and I've seen this firsthand. Well, guitars and setups can also be like a mechanic in cars. If you're not mechanically inclined, you just take the car in and you just trust whatever they're going to do and you pay the bill. Well, over my years of teaching many thousands of students, I would see things where the student would buy a guitar, the student would take the guitar into a popular music store or whatever. They'd say, okay, it's going to be $50 or $60 to get it set up, and you have to leave it here for a week or 2 weeks. So they leave it there and they pay their money, they get the guitar, and nothing was done to it. People get screwed. This happens more than you would think. I have a story, and again, I'm just trying to help people learn from my mistakes with all this stuff. But I'm not, I do have an electronics background, but I'm not really a repair guy. I can do some basic resoldering and stuff to inputs on amps or whatever, but I tend to, it's just not really my thing. I don't really enjoy doing that. I tend to do more, I'm about the music, I'm about the ultra shred, and I'm about the teaching, conveying of information. That's what I'm good at. Many years ago, I had bought a new guitar, and I left the guitar with this person that I bought it from, and I trusted this person. I felt we had a form of a professional relationship, and I said, do you mind doing a setup to it? And he said, yeah, I can definitely do that. Kind of, I don't remember if it was part of the buying the guitar deal, the guitar in the case or whatever, but I trusted this person. And that weekend, I had a very big gig. I was playing in front of about 2,000 people. And I was on stage, and I noticed the guitar was going out of tune a lot. And at some point during the night, like the guitar was difficult to play. I could just tell, okay, this has not been set up properly. The person just didn't give a flying you-know-what about me. And I think it was at the end of the second set, I was doing a solo last song, and I went to do a bend, and something was weird with the string, and I remember something with the tendon, something happened with the tendon in this knuckle on my third finger, and it kind of locked, and I was in a panic. I'd never had that happen before. Anyway, I got through the set, I massaged out my fingers, got through the third set, and I was really disappointed because I had a business professional relationship with this person for years, and they screwed me. And I wanted to make sure, because I wasn't really a setup guy, but I could tell if a guitar was set up or not, I actually hired a luthier. A luthier meaning someone who's skilled in the crafting of building guitars, doing setups and all that other stuff. I actually hired the luthier at the time. I went into his home. He was an impartial party to this. And I said to him, I said, I'm concerned that this guitar has not been set up. I trusted someone that they would do it. And he took out his measuring tools and he said, this guitar has not been set up at all. So again, I'm not trying to bring up stuff to promote negativity or whatever, guys, but it's very important that you guys understand. As a beginner, you don't know this stuff. So when you buy a guitar, if you buy a guitar at a guitar store, you're a beginner. You're not probably going to understand all the nuances about how a guitar should feel and how it should be if it's properly set up. But sometimes you might want to say, if you're going to spend hundreds of dollars on a guitar, you might want to say, is a proper setup included? And if they say yes, just say, okay, I'm new to the guitar, but lie. Say, my brother or my uncle is a guitar player, and he can tell me about if the setup's done well or not. So I just want to make sure it's done really well. So that way they know they can't fool you. Sadly, it happens more often than not. And so it took me time, sadly, getting a really good guitar person. I have a guitar business. I have a bunch of guitars. But finding a really good, reputable person is very hard when it comes to getting work done on your guitars, especially if your guitars are of value and it's your part of your livelihood. So I've had some people, I'm very careful who will work on my guitars. Unfortunately, this area, I had moved away for a few years. I've told you guys this in other videos. I got out of the industry for a few years, burnt out on music, moved away, did other things. But I did meet a good guitar guy there. He has done some work on some of my guitars. Unfortunately, he has a lot on his plate. He's very busy, and it's 2 hours away. It's not practical for me to go there. And the fellow that used to do my guitar work here was amazing. But unfortunately, he has retired, and I believe he's moved away, or he's just not available now. So I'm taking 2 guitars to somewhat of a musical acquaintance who has started a new business doing setups. I am trusting him with this. I'll know very quickly if the guitars, when I get them, if they're set up properly, if a good job's done. If he does a good job, he's going to be getting a lot of business, not just for me, but from all the students that I teach that we'll be sending his way. So guys, in a nutshell, when you buy a guitar, you go to a guitar store, you buy a guitar off the wall. It doesn't mean that they're set up properly. If they're set up properly, they're going to be a little easier to play, stay in tune better. What happens in the beginning with the guitar when you start out, you have to be patient for a few months to get things working. I always tell people you got to be patient for about 2 months. But then when things start working for you, instead of in the beginning it feels like your fingers are working against you, whatever, it starts to really pay off. It's like a snowball effect, okay? But we also want to make sure that you have put everything good in your corner to help you through it. If you have a guitar that's not set up, if you have a guitar that the action is really high, it hurts your fingers to press down on, everything that's working against you on the guitar in the beginning is going to discourage you. That's why I like to make sure with my students and people I teach, you get as many things lined up to help you rather than discourage you. So it's very good to get your guitar set up properly. So most beginners do not know about this. So do not let a setup person or a music store screw you. It does happen. I'm not trying to be negative, but unfortunately it does happen. I've had it happen to me personally from someone who I trusted many years ago and who had some questionable business practices, as I've seen after that fact. But also there's a very reputable store chain in Canada where I live, and I have seen a few locations pull some fast ones on some students of mine. And I know enough about it to say, okay, yeah, something's going on here. Even this guitar, I should learn how to do a setup on it. Unfortunately, time is very of the essence. It's not really my thing, but it is in my plans to really buckle down and study again how to do it and start doing them on my own. That is on my bucket list. But for now, I get help, and I'm trying out a new guy today. Hopefully it works out, and we'll see how it goes. I'll probably post a follow-up video about it. Guys, big tip here. Again, why am I bothering? There's so many guitar YouTube channels. There's so many out there. Why would someone want to watch my channel and subscribe to me? It's because I'm really not getting anything out of this. I just see so much confusion, fraud, and corruption in the whole industry. So I just want to try and help people and pass on my knowledge so you don't have to make my mistakes. Get your guitars set up, folks. We will talk to you later. Practice hard. We'll see you soon.